Why you can't take advice from anyone if you want to live in alignment with your own soul. If you want to live your dream life, if you want to be happy, if you want to feel free. Okay, so welcome back to another episode of Healing into Femininity. It's me, Joanna, your host, and let's dive right in. So, I have been away for a little while. If you've been watching out for new content, here it is. Okay, so I had the privilege of going to a wedding. It was a beautiful wedding. Maybe I can share some pictures in my stories, or what is it called on YouTube, on in my shorts. And I also went to Paris. So yeah, I'm refreshed and I had some time to think about new things that I want to talk to you about. Okay, so the first thing today I want to share with you is why this is not an advice channel. Okay, this is not an advice channel. I don't necessarily want you to follow me. I want you to follow me. And I also want you to hit the like, subscribe, notification button, and follow me on all social media platforms. I definitely want to do that. And at the same time, I don't want you to necessarily completely emulate me and what I do, how I speak, what I believe, how I dress, and so on and so forth. I believe that this is one of the biggest traps in leveling up. So, this is a channel of success principles, universal success principles. You can also call it spiritual principle. It's psychology, it's sociology, it's leveling up, it's finding your purpose, it's living your purpose, starting a business, making money, keeping money, and building the life of your dreams on your terms. That's what I'm about. So I'm here to share principles and real things that work for everyone, and also my own stories and stories I have heard and experienced through my clients and friends, and observing and learning and all of these things. Okay, so with that being said, I want to dive into why I believe it is not good to follow anyone. So what I want to do here with this channel is to give you food for thought and to make you think on your own, for your own, and also help you to birth your own unique soul's blueprint. So, if you really want to get into the work, I'm just going to talk about it today. So, if you really want to do the work, this is what I do in my mentorship programs. And the first program that I always start with, if you are just, let's say, at the beginning of your self-realization journey, it's really the best program that I can offer. It's a very robust, very, very deep, very nourishing, very nutritious program, 3 months. And this is where we start. I always start by asking you. It's called evocative coaching, evocative question asking, because I believe that you have a unique soul blueprint, and only you, in connection with your higher self, can actually birth your own soul's desires. This is what is going to make you happy. This is what is going to make you prosperous. This is what's going to make you rich. This is what's going to bring you the people that you want to attract into your life. This is what will help you create a business or create something that is uniquely coming from within you. And that's also, I can share a little bit about my own story. So I have I have been on this journey, like everything I just shared and everything I just said, like leveling up, learning about psychology. I feel like I've been on this journey like all my life, literally like throughout school and things like that, but just really on a conscious journey in my adulthood. After uni, I became a nutritionist, and then I became a life coach, and then I started a business, and then I've always like wanted to apply this knowledge. And I just, by getting ready today, like just creating my little look, my outfit, it was very spontaneous. Today I was washed my hair, and I just wanted to put that on so my hair doesn't get frizzy on top. And then I thought, yeah, I'm gonna come online like this. I like it. I think it's cute. And I remember a time where I had a mentor. Yeah, I had a mentor for almost, I don't know, 7 years or so. I invested a substantial amount of money into that really high level mentorship. And I love that woman. She was exquisite. I still work with her principles and work with her structure. And I loved everything about her. But when I then started to build my own brand, create my own business, my coaching business, and like really, it was really more about the outward appearance. Like once the clients came to me, I was me. Yeah. But like more of the branding. Yeah. Like everyone is talking about branding today. More of the branding, I felt like I had to fit a mold. And it was so, if I think back, it was very interesting, and I believe that many people have that. So my background, like my educational background, is I studied international business, then I landed in corporate and I was an accountant, and then I'm a, like it's my work is high level and high ticket, so my prices are a bit pricey. For some it's pricey, for some it's cheap, but it's really not the cheapest. So because I got elite education initiation, I invested. So of course I started with like calling for these prices, and then I thought that I had to fit into the more of a corporate style appearance with, yeah, with the blazer, and I love it. I can still wear that. That's fine. But that's not all of me, and that's not all of me all the time. And maybe it's not even the most authentic version of me, whatever that means. I feel like I've always felt like I'm an actress. I love costumes. I like wearing whatever I want at the moment to like to just jump into a certain kind of character that is fashion to me. It's a costume all the time. So that has been my relationship with fashion and with getting ready and things like that. So yeah, I also definitely am the corporate kind of dressing person. I can be that and it can still be authentic, but this is just as authentic. And this is what I had to learn. And this is the story I want to share about why you can't follow anybody. So it took me really, this was a struggle, bringing together duality, bringing together being this bubbly, really maybe even like sexy and exotical looking, and actually fitting many stereotypes of what I look like. I love dancing. I believe I'm quite sexual or sensual. I love to play. I love to laugh. If you've been watching my videos, sometimes I talk very fast and like all over the place, but at the same time, I am, yeah, very studious, and when I do my things, I do it right. So bringing these things together, like this professional and this very playful, um, looking more like a dancer instead of a life coach, yeah, whatever that means. So I had to just find my way there. And it was a struggle for me. So I want to address that. And that's why I'm saying, even though I learned from a woman who I think is an excellent teacher, speaker, coach in everything that she teaches and what I have learned, and I had the privilege of learning from her, mm, I didn't want to be her. I mean, and I couldn't. And like she's an older woman. So I was struggling to find my own unique expression, be confident in that, and at the same time be a like an elite high ticket master coach. Yeah. So I want to say that it is the number one journey that we can be on, or the number one maybe biggest challenge that I see with many people, especially women, but also women who are birthing their soul or want to, like, when you feel like there's more to life, you want more, you want to transform, yeah, transform, manifest, all these words, right? You want to transform into your best version, you want to level up into your best version, you want to change your body, you want to change your style, you want to learn how to move in society, move upwards, right? You want to make more money, get to know new people, be around new circles. This is where creating your own unique blueprint comes in, because It's about the individuation process. It's about the spiritual wholeness, right? That is what will make you feel like you are actually living your dream. When you dare, and that's what it is, when you dare to fully be you, right? Because let's look at the, like, that's, I'm going to give you a little introduction into my work. So, one of the first modules of the Dream Builder is to create a blueprint for your life. So that means you're creating a blueprint for your own health. Yeah, so health, what are you eating? What is your like health regimen? What kind of sports do you do? How do you sleep? How do you breathe? What all everything connected to health, like really in a very narrow sense, because I'm all about holistic health, and I believe like everything I do is holistic. It's holistic. It's spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and health is the same. We want to create health in all areas, but let's stay with physical health. So physical health, you want to create your own regimen. Yeah, just because somebody is doing this and that, you don't have to follow that exact regimen. You get to pick and choose what is most natural to you and what you love most, or actually also who you are. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is I'm helping you to birth your soul. And for me, another example here is I am a dancer. I see myself as a dancer. I have always been a dancer since I'm young. I didn't feel shy to dance, so I always danced. I love music. I have been on stage since I'm young. And this is also something I had a very beautiful talk with one of my clients, my former clients in Paris when I met her. And she asked me how much of an impact dancing had on my confidence or something like that. But this is where the conversation went. And I said, actually, dancing gave me the confidence in me and my physical appearance, my body confidence, like just being, I believe there comes a certain confidence when you know that you're able to move your body, like when you are kind of in control of your body, when you know how your body moves. So I've always had that. And I think it gave me a lot of confidence to stand in front of people or be amongst people or dance. Just knowing that I can dance, just knowing that that's something that I love and I am fulfilling my soul's destiny. It sounds very big, right? But it definitely is. And I'm going to share more of these little pieces. I am a dancer. That's who I am. And when I dance, I feel most true to myself. I feel most in alignment with who I really am. So I continue doing it while I'm getting older, like dancing and all of that. It's part of who I am. So the question is, maybe somebody dances and then you want to also dance. Maybe it is for you. Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. Maybe some other way of movement is more in alignment with who you are. You get where I'm coming from, or you get where I'm going? I think we feel those things. The same thing with I've always, like, since I can remember, I always picked up beauty secrets. Like, for example, I can remember that it's a long time ago that I picked up that it's healthy and good for the skin and good for your beauty to sleep with an open window. It's very random, right? But to sleep with an open window, to sleep in a more cool room instead of with the heat on, because the heat will make your face puffy. Or um or other things, like I've been picking up like these little beauty secrets all along my life. Like I've picked up all these clues all along my life because this is who I am. It's natural to me. I love it. And now I have this big arsenal, like this big what portfolio of knowledge that I use first and foremost and that I share in my coaching programs. Yeah. So the question here is for you: what is natural to you? What is your own beauty standard? Who do you want to look like, right? Who have you been looking up to in terms of beauty standards, in terms of health, in terms of body image since you're young? Yeah. And I believe like now we're living in this time where we also speak about body positivity and things like that. I believe it's not really matching. We can't tell ourselves that. If it works for you for a time, that's fine. But I believe that we have been programmed, and that we have also from not only from a negative point of view, but really also as a little girl. I believe that little girls look at like princesses or whoever you looked up to. Maybe it was more the look that I'm presenting right now, more of the like Caribbean, African, brown skin girl, or whatever your beauty standard is. You've looked at it, and now your inner child wants to still kind of resemble what you have always loved. So that is your own personal internalized beauty standard. And I believe that you should go ahead and match that beauty standard within, like something that you have within, and then do what you can to fit into your own beauty standard. Because it's yours, right? It is yours. Sometimes it's maybe someone else's, for example. But I never had that, to be honest. So maybe like I grew up predominantly, like since I was 6, I grew up in Germany. So of course there are more white people than black people in Germany, and it could have been that maybe I was like indoctrinated, or that I might have had a white beauty role model, but I never had it. So I never thought that I wanted to look like Britney Spears. I never thought that I wanted to look like Paris Hilton. No, like I saw myself in the mirror. I loved myself. So I also looked at other women who looked more like me. And then I more so thought, oh, I want to look like them. I want to look like them because they already look like me. But if you had like a different beauty role model, I think it's important to adjust it, right? So you can feel good about yourself without feeling like, oh, I would rather be something that you is very hard. Let's say it's very, very hard to attain, even with plastic surgery and things like that. So I think to just give yourself the a favor, it's good to align your beauty standard with what you actually look like, or your highest potential of what you could look like. So I'm saying all of that to bring in the nuances of this is just the health and beauty part. And now, like, that's how you look. But the way you look doesn't mean that you have to have for example, a relationship standard with friends and family, or a relationship blueprint. Let's say that for now. A relationship blueprint that kind of comes from the same imagery that you have been fed by the same pictures of the people that you maybe look like. I hope that makes sense. It can be something like okay, so me, if I say I want to look like somebody that looks like me, that is one thing. It's just about the looks. But for example, in media, let's say there are certain films, there are certain movies, there are certain cliches or certain images that were formed just for women that look like me. So that means I could have desired a certain man, right? So we can play the shared fantasy. And I did. Yeah, I did. It was a programming. So you get to know certain kind of men who look like the match from a movie. So you look like one character, you're looking for a man that might look like another character from a movie that has been installed in you. But it doesn't have to mean that this is actually what resonates again with your soul blueprint. Yeah. So this is something else, a new area that you want to design. To live a life by your design is the only true way of finding fulfillment. It's not about following someone else's relationship standard. That's also a whole conversation right now on social media. Like, don't believe all the relationship influences, whether it be Black love, whether it be white man, Black woman, white woman, Black man, or whatever, or Asian people, or white people, or whatever. I don't believe in influencing like that, because I don't know these people. I don't know these people, and you also don't know me. My desire or my intention would be to to be as authentic as possible so you actually feel like you know me, because I am transparent and I want to be transparent. And at the same time, you still don't know me. Yeah, you can take what I offer and you can learn to think. So this is what I really want, and I believe that it goes hand in hand, right? I want you to think for yourself. And if you want my help for it, you're more than welcome to join the Dream Builder, because again, that's what we do in a deep dive. The first phase is to help you birth your soul's blueprint. What would you love, right? And not what is right now the beauty standard, or what is society approving of, because I believe first we want to get rid of those things and really see if this is actually what you want to. The same thing, just to make it whole, the same thing goes for your business. And this is what I just also shared. There are so many nuances in business and also building your brand. Number one, it's your own look, right? It's your own look. How do you want to look? As I just shared, I am a professional. Yeah, I have great education, and at the same time, I want to look like this. I want to look like this. It's not either or. I want to look sometimes, yeah, sometimes I want to look more like maybe an actress or a whatever, like a singer or some kind of sweet girl from media, So I want to look like this while being a highly competent person who knows what she's talking about. This is the first thing in business. And then it's also about you building your own business structure. It's also a huge thing, and it has been a struggle for me too, because again, I learned from somebody and she has a highly successful business, probably like a multi-million, or I don't know where she is now, but a multi-million dollar company. And then the first thing in our mind is maybe to just follow that, right? To just follow that. It works. Never change a running system or whatever, like all these thoughts. But you feel it's not really in alignment with your soul. It's not really in alignment with how you work. It's not really in alignment with maybe your energy. It's not in alignment with what you even want, right? Like, for example, just to give you a deeper insight, for example, as a coach, I started 7 years ago. So maybe there was like this kind of fixed business model. So you have to do it like this, and this will work. And then you build this company and you have your appointment setters, and then you have the sales page, and then you have this funnel and all of these things. And I realized, oh, no, I actually don't want to do that. It's too complicated. I don't want to maintain it. And I think it's unnecessary, because I have been in sales. And for me, and me personally, this is the kind of sales person that I am when I buy. That this is this kind of buyer that I am. I check a person's energy, and I know myself. This is the deepest work that I help people to do as well. I know myself, I know what I want. And when I know what I want, I'm not going to play no games, because if you're a good person, like if you're authentic, if I know that you know what you're talking about, or if I feel like you know that this product is going to hold what it's promising, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. You don't have to really convince me. You don't have to convince me. You don't have to trick me into something. No, I know that I desire to buy something. I also know that I desire to be mentored by you. I know that I desire to work with you. So if you feel like you want to work with me, just just write me, just book a session on my website and let's do it. I don't believe in if we are rooted, and I believe this already comes with a level of having an intuition, trusting your gut, trusting yourself enough, trusting that you have made good decisions in your past before, trusting that you feel like this is the right time, this is the right person, this is the right energy, without forcing and fighting and convincing and all of that. Then that's it. Then that's it. Then you go. Then you jump in. Yeah, you pay the money, you do it. This is where we want to get. It's easy, it's simple. You follow your feeling, you follow your intuition, you follow your knowing. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be complicated. So this a little anecdote from me and how I had to also strip off the layerings of this is how a coaching business is supposed to look like. And the same thing goes for you, no matter what business you have. You don't have to do it exactly the way someone else is doing it. The same thing goes for the YouTube channel, right? You don't have to do it the same way someone else is doing it. Yeah, maybe you can get inspired. Maybe you can be like, oh, I like what she's doing over there, let me take something from it because I like it, but not trying to fully copy it because, and what is the root, the underlying root is because you don't trust yourself enough to just do something uniquely you, and it can be good, right? And the same thing goes for money. And I want to talk about that too. And so again, as I said, I studied business and I also I worked in real estate for a while. I worked in insurance. I was something like a wealth manager. And so it has been implanted in my mind. And back then it still was it was very masculine. And it was really let's say, the standard way of how people tell you this is the only path somehow to build wealth. And it is, for example, like if you invest, and then first of all, this is what the insurance company do, and I don't mind it. Like I don't think it's actually bad, but they try to sell you all kinds of insurances. So first of all, you're safe, right? Okay, you can think whatever you want. It doesn't have to be, but insurances are okay. Yeah, because you never know what happens. Um, then the next thing is start saving. Saving maybe for to buy a real estate, or saving for like a life insurance, or saving to invest, right? To invest and create a portfolio of stocks and bonds. And like now, I also invest in crypto, but that's not the standard way. So you have those things. And then this is what everybody tells you: buy real estate, right? Buy real estate. That's good. That's good. It is. I say that's good. I believe in it. I definitely believe it's good to buy real estate. But at the same time, if you don't want it, you don't have to, because some people just don't want to be real estate owners, in terms of buying real estate to then manage the property, or buy real estate to actually move renting people in so you can create passive or residual income. It's perfect. It's amazing. You can do that if you want to. But if you don't feel like you want to be managing those things, then don't do it. Yeah, that's one of the biggest myths that also my mentor has debunked for me, because I feel like my mentor, or one of my mentors, is Mary Morrissey. I'm also going to be transparent with that. So she's one, and she is like friends with all of the people in, let's say, the secret movie field of people. So Bob Proctor, he was also one of my mentors, but also Gay Hendricks, who also wrote about this glass ceiling, upper limit problem. And one time, because every time we had our coaching mentorship sessions, there were like her friends coming in sometimes. So we had one lection we had lecture with Michael Beckwith, with Bob Proctor, with Gay Hendricks, and with some other people, one nutritionist, I believe, like some high level people. If you are a little bit deeper into this whole law of attraction thing, universal principles, The Secret, if you maybe watch Gaia, this alternative like Netflix. So these are those people that I learned from, yeah. And this is one thing that I think Gay Hendricks said, and Mary as well. They said Yeah, this is what people tell you, that this is the path to prosperity, or that's the path to financial success. So you make money, then you buy property, and then maybe you keep the property so you can sell it or rent it out, and then you can get the residual income. You can do that. As I said, I don't say anything against it. But the question is, can I be free if I don't want it? And I think at this point I don't want it. Yeah, we'll see, but I just want to give you an example of what it means to birth your own unique soul's blueprint of you living your best life as a spiritual being in this human experience and living your best life. You don't have to follow anything. The only thing you have to follow is your soul, or is your oversoul, is your higher self, is your soul's blueprint, what you would love, because there are multiple, infinite ways of living a life of prosperity. Living a life of prosperity can look different for everybody. Yeah. And this is something that I just want to share also with what I shared about me. I had to break free from all of these programs, right? All of these limitations that I want to look like this and still be perceived as a highly successful, highly competent person. I don't have to dress up. I don't only have to wear blazers all the time. I don't have to talk slow and exactly like the NLP practitioners in order to hypnotize you into thinking that I'm competent, because many people in power use those techniques to suggest power, which doesn't mean that it's actual power. You understand? So you don't have to follow that. You don't have to. You can if you want to dabble into those things. And I think it's probably going to happen to all of us on our path of daring to be our most authentic self. Yeah, in terms of beauty standards, and in terms of a life concept, even like relationships and life concept, in terms of, no, actually I don't want to marry, actually I don't want to have kids, right? I am free to decide, and I'm also free to change my mind. Yeah, but I don't have to. And this is also something I can say about the relationship thing again. This is also something that I had, and I feel so free by now, being free of giving me the pressure of, I think I don't want a, let's say, typical life design in terms of marriage and kids. Yeah, this is more currently of a decentering man. Today, we're not talking so much about that, but I am taking men off the pedestal, right? It's not my sole goal in this life to find a man so I can fit the perfect picture of what a dream life looks like. Again, don't trust what you see. Don't trust what you see on social media. Don't trust what you see in movies, right? Maybe it's not so beautiful as you think. Yeah, and that is what it is. It's a shared fantasy. It's a shared fantasy. It's a illusion. It's a fantasy. Maybe it feels good to think about it, but the actual reality might look completely different. Yeah. So it's a process, as I said. So today I just wanted to give you a few examples about how many areas of your life can be uniquely designed by your higher self, by your soul. And your life doesn't have to look like anyone else's life, even if you like that person, even if you learn from that person, as I also did. And my mentor, and that's what she's brilliant in, like she never said like you have to live like me, right? But she lives her dream life, or she lives her life design. She lives her life design, which I think is amazing. And at the same time, I am a completely different soul. I am a completely different individual. And this is the process of, we can call it individuation, right? That's more of the psychological way of coming into wholeness. You can call it the spiritual purification process, by purifications in terms of getting rid of all the programs and really living truly from your soul, yeah, and being fully you, coming into wholeness with yourself and with the greater good of all, whatever you want to call it, the divine, the world, everything. And it is very important that you know that you can't skip the real work. If you're here and if you are interested in universal success principles, psychology, sociology, leveling up, creating your own business, creating your own wealth, yeah, and living your soul's design and blueprint and your purpose and be happy and feel fulfilled and have fun and meet the people you want to meet and all of that, if you're interested in that, it is important to do your inner work, right? Because at this point, I also believe this is also where I had to mature into. Some people will never do the work. So you can't rescue anybody. I'm not here to rescue anybody, but I'm definitely here to help those women who want to come into their divine self, to help them birth their blueprint. Yeah, to help them birth their uniqueness. Yeah, and if you feel addressed, again, come over to joannafatonji.com and book yourself a first session so we can talk about how your work with me could look like. Okay, so yeah, that's it. It's really about you daring to step into your uniqueness and you putting in the work. That's what I just said. You can't skip actually doing your work. I've said it before. I want you to watch my YouTube videos, and it helped me to consume other people's content. But what has helped me the most and what has brought me to where I am today is actually first investing in myself, investing in a mentor that I trusted and that I felt is competent, and not just selling something that she herself learned from YouTube. Yeah. So no shade, right? I love YouTube. That's why I'm here. But at the same time, I think I want to also create some mindfulness around you can learn a lot, but you still have to do the work, and the work happens through, let's say, investing in yourself and definitely also dedicating the time, because the investment is not only the money that you invest into a guide, right? Or into a program or into a membership. The investment happens with you being all in with your own work, and then also putting in the work, putting in the time, taking the time to meditate, to clear your mind, to journal, to reflect, right? To find out everything I just said, get in contact with your higher self, get in contact with your hearts, get in contact with your fullness, yeah, and download and observe yourself into, okay, what is actually, how do I want to look like, right? What is my own beauty standard? What kind of relationships do I want? You decide, right? You decide what kind of business do I want. That's also what I do, intuitive business coaching, right? Because there is no one size fits all. There's not. It's really not. And this is also what I teach in my groups or in my coaching. Yeah, there's no one protocol. That's it. There are suggestions you can pick and choose, but the ultimate goal is to learn to trust yourself and to learn how to follow the nudges and the guidance of your own higher self. The same thing with the money. Again, there's not only one way. Yeah, and this is also something in this day and age of social media and so much advertisement about somebody's telling you this is the way how to get rich, this is the way how to get rich, and everything is fine and everything might work. But the question is, what is in alignment with you? And I believe that's my personal opinion, and I believe that is the truth. My truth is that a woman, a highly feminine woman, a goddess, yeah, a awakened, self-aware woman, this is who I cater to, yeah, and those who want to be that. In her uniqueness, again, we're not looking the same all the time. Is you actually being happy while you create the money-making activities, right? It's about you becoming a channel, while like a channel of joy, right? I believe a woman prospers, literally prospers, when she becomes the fountain of youth, when she becomes the fountain, when she becomes the pipe, when she becomes the channel, the transmitter of the joy that animates and activates herself. And this is me personally, how you can feel if somebody is authentic and in alignment with themselves, because it's not going to require you to cut off a part of you to then step into some other role, yeah, and then do something over here, but you are you all the time. You are you as your beautiful self. You are you in relationship, and you are you in business. Yeah, because it's who you are. Your 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 inner self, your radiance, your true self shines through. Okay, so with that being said, again, don't follow anyone, not even me. Follow those people that make you think, and especially that help you birth and unearth the deepest, most hidden parts of yourself, which are parts of your divine soul's blueprint that you want to bring to this earth. This is what it is that you want to bring forth. And yeah, this is what we need other people for: initiated people, people who are trained in that, people who have gone through the process themselves. If you feel like working with me, go check it out on joannafatonji.com or write me at info@joannafatonji at gmail.com. No, info@joannafatonji.com. Yeah, or just write me here, write me something under. Yes, and again, oops, I wanted to say that I am so proud and so happy, and thank you for, I don't know how many subscribers now, but 5,000 views and a few subscribers. I love that. I appreciate that, and I love all the comments. I read all the comments. I answer most of the time because I'm really here to connect. Like, this is definitely what gives me life. Okay. So, with that being said, let me know what you think. Let me know like your journey of literally freeing yourself from fulfilling someone else's blueprint and stepping more into your own authenticity. Have you had experiences with that, whether it be the beauty standard, whether it be a relationship model, whether it be a business model, yeah, or a wealth building model? Because everything can be customized to who you are. And that's how it should be, because I think no other way will lead to true happiness and real prosperity. All right. So I'm looking forward to hear from you. And until then, take care.